people who voted in, they get to vote who they want to. I totally agree with that. Your vote, and you take your vote seriously, and I take mine seriously, as everybody would. It wasn't anything with the vote. It's not personal. It was how it was done. And I have a question to point to that. If you had put forward the people that won here in this room that night, could you have stood on the floor and nominated the 3 you wanted to anyway and still get a primary? If you nominated the 3 that didn't win here that night from the floor at the main meeting?
What do you mean? And
well,
still,
no, I'm saying nominate the people that won in this room.
Okay.
Nominate them that night at the big meeting, and at the same meeting nominate the 3 you chose, and you still have the primary. And then the people that showed up to vote wouldn't feel alienated because they voted. Why show up if you know, you see where I'm coming from? You could still have your same thing.
I think more or less you're saying, even
But it's logical.
even though we didn't have the votes, okay, which was clear, you should have still nominated us.
Because we voted for them.
And then voted us down. That's fine, because it's your vote. But you didn't, and then nominate the 3
Right,
that
and
were
then I don't
first.
think there would have been an issue.
Then it would have been different.
That was the biggest thing.
Basically asking
That's
to
all I have to
respect his
say.
vote, even though he wasn't a TCC member.
You had both ways. You had both ways.
you know, that's kind of interesting that you said that, and you know, it is something that, you know, maybe, you know, we could have kicked around and kind of thought about beforehand, but, you know, in fact, I'll get to you later. But the overall process has to be that in the future, in running for office, you have to do, and we talked about Nora King when she has to get a vote. She contacted, and she has contacted everybody who has a vote. You contact the mayor, you contact whoever you want to contact, but at the end of the day, the people who vote, you have to contact them. You can't bypass them. You can't use rhetoric to try to force them to vote a particular
way. Do you feel you were
way.
bypassed? Do you feel you were bypassed? No, just personally, did people come to you and say that I want to? I mean, all the folks that stood up in here did address all of us.
If I could tell you.